Hey, I just beat another 2000 rated bot. This was the first time I ever played this guy. I don't know, Agadmator? Let's let's take a look. And actually, I feel like it was a faster or the game didn't take too long. And look at that. It was so even. Oh my God. My accuracy 96.9. Well, I guess that's why I beat him. But yeah, like and then I'm just looking at the what do you even call it? Just the game advantage, right? The line right there, right below my icon and stuff. So like white had just a slight nobody really had an advantage until all of a sudden white did at the end and bam, it was over. I had a brilliant move. And see, look, I told you this game did not have a lot of moves in it because I had eight best moves. Sometimes I have 20 or 30. And obviously, yeah. So let's see what happens. We just start out with so I'm playing white. I just start out with like the most basic opening for white. I develop my pieces and castle early. I develop my king side pieces and castle early. All right, let's defend the pawn. And then part of my game plan is right here to pin the knight, and then depending on what happens, is to screw up their pawn structure. So there you go. Apparently, black has a slight advantage in this position, according to the computer. Doesn't matter. Hey, I found the best move. What do you know? Um, yes, and then I figured I would need to support that pawn. And I'm figuring that maybe I'll come after this black bishop a little bit. What else was I thinking? Obviously, I like how my black bishop is kind of pointing over to the king's side. It has a clear shot over there. So yeah, at this point, I am like, okay, maybe I can get the queen on the same diagonal as the bishop here and do a trick. And I was like, I'm gonna go back here because I'm like, I don't really know what I even want to do with this knight over here on the queen's side. So I'll bring it to the king's side, and I feel like G3, that this basically the square that's two in front of my king, is a good spot for that, not only for defending, but then also maybe for just overloading the king side and attacking. And so that's what's going to happen here in a little bit. Um, so yes. Oh, so yeah, they moved the bishop up, and I decided like, well, I don't know, maybe their bishop doesn't have any place to go on that diagonal, but I thought maybe d5, if they move their pawn to d5, that might be coming, right? So I was like, well, I'm going to have, I guess, a counterplay on that. So yes, white is losing in this position. The queen has now moved away from the king's side, which is probably going to be their downfall, which is why maybe it says it's going to be an inaccuracy. I can easily defend my pawn here. So now I'm really starting to launch an attack here on the king's side, believe it or not. And I'm just looking at this and I'm thinking like, so yeah, if I launch my bishop into their pawn on the edge of the board there, h6, and then take my queen over there also, like I might have something going on here where I can start checking their king a lot and maybe win that knight, maybe win the black knight. So we'll kind of see what happens. Yeah, so they moved the rook away. So now there's less defense for the king. And I'm already set up to launch my attack. It's brilliant, of course. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't know if it was going to work or not, but let's see what they say as far as, I'm going to do these moves here. Oh, yes, the knight moves there. My knight starts moving. So that's the kind of projected, maybe moves from the computer, one variant that it could go. But so they take, which is kind of what I was thinking they would do. I didn't even think their knight would go back. But so big blunder. Queen comes sweeping in. And at this point, I was thinking that my next move would probably be knight to G5, and then I might, yeah, be able to trap their king somehow. But so anyway, they basically made it so that my knight to G5 wasn't going to be a good move. So I decided, well, hey, I can actually bring this other knight into it because I can get this knight to H5, and then it's going to be, if I get my knight to H5, it's going to be a checkmate threat, and they're going to have to respond somehow. And I'm like, well, we'll see what happens. So they launch a bishop, and I'm just like, I didn't understand that move, and I just thought, I don't know. So I was like, if I same idea, go knight to H5, and my next move is going to be checkmate. I don't know how they are going to respond to this. So that's where I go, and then and so how they respond is just by checking my king. And I'm like, well, I can respond to that, and now the queen came, and I'm like, okay, I think this game is gonna be mine now. So they, yeah, like, what does black have to do? Nothing. They have no way of defending this because they moved all their pieces to the queen side. They moved the queen over there. They moved the rook over there. Um, they just don't have anything left. And so, yeah, their best move is just to move this pawn forward, which is completely worthless. And the game is now over. Checkmate. So that was good. Oh, nice. I can scroll up and see all the statistics again. So yeah, somehow I had a 90, almost 97% accuracy. Well, because there weren't that many moves, I guess, right? We just had some book moves at the beginning, and I had a brilliant move, and yeah, I like the I don't know, the power meter thing there. So even, so even, so even until, see, we're so even all the way through. It's just black has a little advantage, right? And now they moved over there. White has more of an advantage. It's brilliant. And then blunder, and now it's just, I guess white is going to win this game as long as I, don't screw it up. So boom, boom, boom. That was it. So anyway, that's how I beat this bot, which is another 2000 rated bot, and this is my first try on this guy. So he's the one with the dog, I guess. Agadmator? Agadmator.